Yeah, you and I were brought up at a time right after World War II and World War One. Prior to that, we knew a lot of World War One vets, and America was good. No one really, very few questioned that. There were some people, but they were quiet. So culture was different. And then more recently, you've had nationalism associated with Donald Trump, and so that has all kinds of bad baggage and populism. One of the things I got out of the books you asked me to read on the Pope was, for him, Polish nationalism was extremely important, and it was nothing on the right. It had nothing to do with it was really a revolutionary thing. It was something that was liberating. It was, what communism may have been to Trotsky and Lenin. It was something that empowered it, and so it had a hold. He always had a much, I felt like, a little bit more passion for nationalism if it's the right kind of nationalism, and that's the key thing, right?
John Paul II was a true son of his father, who was a military man in the Habsburg Empire. He was also deeply read in Polish history, and particularly fond of what is referred to the Jagiellonian period in Polish history in the High Middle Ages and a bit later, when what was called the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was the second largest state in Europe. And it included Poles and Lithuanians. It included Catholics and Jews and non-believers. There were no wars of religion in Poland after the Reformation. As the Reformation was tearing Europe apart, one of the king of Poland at the time said, "I am not the king of your consciences." So there were no it was a country without bonfires, as the historian Norman Davies puts it. So he inherited from that history, mediated through his father's views of what Poland in the 1920s should be, a genuinely pluralistic society in which there was ample civil space for Poles, Ukrainians, Germans, Jews, Lithuanians, whatever. He inherited this rather ample view of a genuinely pluralistic Poland. That wasn't the only view of Poland, and it still isn't today. But that's not unlike the United States, where we've been wrestling with the problems of authentic pluralism, really from the time of the first great post-revolutionary European migrations to this country in the early 19th century.